Hey, thank you so much for coming here. It's a privilege to chair this session. My name is Abdul Malik Mujahid, and I'm chair of Burma Task Force USA. I had also a short presentation, but I decided that it is better the person who is from that land, who champions that cause, and who is probably the most eloquent voice in the English language for this particular cause. Dr. Waqaruddin is known to all of you. He's a professor. I don't know who are his student, poor student, who probably get to see him once in a while, because he's always running around working on this particular cause.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. Thank you very much for showing up, attending this important session. Is one of the three, as Dr. Mujahid indicated, is one of the three main sessions today. Syria is one session, Palestine is one session, Rohingya is one session. So you can see the magnitude of the problem we are facing comparing other events taking place around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished audience, it is my great pleasure to give you a presentation today on the issues faced by Rohingya ethnic minority in Burma, currently a country known as Myanmar. Before I present you the situation faced by Rohingya community, Rohingya ethnic minority in Burma, I must give you a little background on them. I am not a historian by any means, but I can give you some historical significance highlights on Rohingya issue. It is very important to understand the ethnicity of a people you are interested to help, their demographic information, and the geographic distribution. These are all underlying factors that international community need to know when they are looking at Rohingya issue. Very briefly, Rohingya people are indigenous population of Arakan. People of Arakan, original people of Arakan. The roots in Arakan dating back several centuries. I put there two year, 1824 and 1784. Just briefly, these two significant historical years. Rohingya were there before 1824, before 1784. 1784 is the year the Burmese kingdom has conquered the Arakan kingdom. Arakan was its own country. Arakan, the Rohingya and Muslims and Buddhists, Arakan were living together peacefully, and then Myanmar, a Burmese king, invaded and took over that Arakan kingdom. That was 1784. Before Burmese kingdom took over Arakan, Rohingya people were. Then 1824, that's why the British colonial period started. Before British colonial period started, Rohingya people were there. That's all I want to say. Rohingya people have been NRC card holders. Not only the indigenous population living in Arakan for centuries and centuries, they were holding NRC card. NRC means National Registration Certificate. Nationality certificate. Since independence 1948, prior to independence 1948, according to Constitution, Rohingya people were given NRC cards like any other citizen of the country. 136 ethnic minority, including Rohingya, there are 136 ethnic minority. All of them got the same card, called NRC card, including Burmans, including the Rakhine and other Kachinka, Yinka, and all others. These are NRC holders. What does that mean? NRC holders mean they are the citizens, first class, class 1, equal citizen, equal and full citizen of Burma. The Rohingya people have been holding this since the existence of Burma. There were about 3 million Rohingya. We don't have a specific data because government does not reveal that. There are nearly 3 million Rohingya, but only about 1.4 million left in the country. The rest have been forced out from their homes and villages and been scattered around the world, including Rohingya refugees here, you can see in Chicago, and many countries, many countries, many towns, and many states in US. Currently, over 140,000 Rohingya refugees, IDPs, in camps in Arakan because they lost their homes. They are in camps. Terrible situation. There are over 140,000 as of today in Arakan, various camps. And there are several hundred thousand, nearly 1 million in estimation, Rohingya refugees scattered throughout Southeast Asia and Middle East, although the one in Middle East are not classified as refugees, although they are there in Pakistan, in Saudi Arabia, Bangladesh refugee camps, in Malaysia refugees, Thailand refugees, Indonesia refugees. So these are people scattered throughout the world. Quick review of who are the Rohingya. What is Arakan? You can see there, blue square, that is Burma, that enlarged on the right-hand side at the western state of Arakan in Myanmar, Burma. You see a red circle. That is Arakan. Right here is Arakan. It is Burma. Burma is a country size of Texas in US, state of Texas. State of Texas, and here is Arakan state. Little bigger picture, Arakan state, the blue in blue color, and this all green area are Rohingya population scattered with Rakhine population prior to 1942. As you can see, there is historical significance. I'll tell you why I'm emphasizing this slide. Rohingya people from here, northern Rakhine state, all the way to the south, fairly evenly distributed. But you can see they are close to the ocean, Bay of Bengal, not here because this is mountainous, very mountainous, Rakhine, Arakan Yuma, Rakhine Yuma. Mountain, and the Rohingya people distributed evenly from north, bordering Bangladesh, to south here, 1942. And then riot took place. There's a riot, there's a massacre of Rohingya population by Buddhist Rakhine in 1942 before independence. And then as a result of that massacre and riot against Rohingya, they were killed a lot here in the south. As a result of that, population has pushed north. Very significant event. They were evenly distributed. After the riot, during the riot, they were killed and they are pushed north. That's where Rohingya are concentrated today in the northern Rakhine state. This is not what Myanmar government claims that they are in the north concentrated because they are infiltrated from Bangladesh. Absolutely incorrect. This is a result of the riot. People are not only pushed north, they have spilled over to East Pakistan during that time, and there are still people, Rohingya people, remaining in East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, out of that, pushed to the north, went over the border. They have settled in Bangladesh, East Pakistan. They have adapted to Bengali cultures in Bangladesh, southern Bangladesh. But these are Rohingya people concentrated in the north. Persecution of Rohingya. Rohingya people are persecuted by the government of Myanmar. Systemic, and statewide. These are persecution policy is as one aim. You know, when we talk about this, well, I'm going to show you the evidence. Government of Myanmar, particularly the previous government of Myanmar, the army government didn't like it. Okay, they said we are hostile to the government. We are giving negative information. I will show you if there's negative information or not. This basically one aim population reduction. 50%, 25%, 10%, 5%. We do not know. It could be total elimination. Rohingya people have culture identity, a strong culture identity, a strong roots in the state of Arakan. So it is very effective to eliminate population through diminishing culture, cultural attributes, language, religious identity, and other cultural matters. So government have developed a strategy to eliminate the cultural identity. That's why they are denying Rohingya is not a term. Rohingya does not exist. These are all war on cultural identity to diminish over time. Why they are doing this? Only one reason: growing nationalism of purity. They want a purely Arakan, a Buddhist Arakan. They want a purely Buddhist Arakan society, maybe partly Burmese society, purely Buddhist, purely Buddhist. So they want to eliminate people of other identity and people of other faith. Who are the architects? As you know, you open the book, you open the literature, it's not hidden. It is not hidden. The Burmese government, military dictatorship, followed by military-dominated elected government. They are the architect of this persecution. This regional policy developed, targeted Rohingya people, and that's the instrument of the persecution. That policy had led, that was foundation. That policy has led to this situation what Rohingya people are facing today. Population reduction. I will give you an example. Satellite pictures, right? From Human Rights Watch. This is one township. Tell you here before, and then they burn, systematically planned burning. Entire Rohingya population removed. This is another township. Here's a before violence. They had developed a strategy committing the violence in a way that they will eliminate the villages, eliminate the townships, eliminate the communities. Look at this satellite photo. Before and after. Before and after. This is planned. A part of the, as a result of the persecution. Persecution of Rohingya has planted the seed for this. Planned burning. Village after village, township after township, Rohingya people, Rohingya village, homes were torched. People have to flee. Rohingya people have to flee this destruction. Heading to where? Camps, IDP camps, where they are living today, 140,000 people. Nothing left. Look, the old man, sieving through his home, as his ash burned to the ground. Now they are suffering in IDP camps. Humanitarian crisis. You can see malnutrition, you can see the disease, you can see food shortages, you can see water shortages, you can see effect of adverse weather, monsoon tropical rain, cholera, and you name it, all diseases. They are victims of children, women, or elderly men. They are victims of this devastation. So, main points here is instrument of persecution, revocation of citizenship, avoiding the ethnic identity as a national race, and the major human rights violations. I will go into details of this in a minute. Revocation of citizenship. Here, documentation. I'm proving that to you. That Rohingya people, a Rohingya man holding his NRC card. You can see how old that is. Okay. This is the NRC card, and everybody in Burma had. All the ethnic national groups had, and one Rohingya member had that. They have revoked this citizenship. These are documentation that they have revoked this NRC card. They avoided that NRC card. They came up with all different kind of crazy ideas: red card, white cards, you all kind of cards. Okay, they have replaced that. Ethnic destruction of ethnic identity. They are saying the government of Myanmar military. I must stress this. When I say government of Myanmar, I am referring to the military dictatorship and the military-dominated USDP government past 5 years. Now the new government is a little bit different picture now. I will get into that. In 1961, after the independence in 50s, Rohingya people had Mujahideen fighters fighting for the rights for recognition of ethnic identity as a Rohingya. And Myanmar government agreed. And then they made a truce with the Rohingya Mujahideen. There's the 1961 on July 4th. Colonel Aung and Rohingya fighter, they surrendered, they laid their arms, and then Myanmar government has recognized Rohingya as an ethnic minority. Recognition of ethnicity. Then a year later, Newing government came, military government came, overthrew the civilian government that has made the truce and voided, cancelled the truce agreement and revoked the citizenship. Another, I'm showing you the human rights violations. Okay, those are ethnic issue and citizenship issue, now human rights violations. Restriction of movement. Rohingya people are not allowed. This has been happening time and again. We have been talking many times. We need to continue to tell international community what's happening today because it has not stopped yet. Hopefully it will stop soon with the new government taking some initiative. Early stage now, early stage. Restriction of movement. Look at that, Myanmar. Troops, Myanmar police, all gates, look at that, Muslim, okay? These are Muslim. So they cannot go for travel freely from town to town, village to village, state to state. Movement is restricted. You can see the gates, they will check post, and they will not let them move. These are serious human rights violations. Education, deprivation of education. When I was growing up in Burma, we still have the opportunity to go to college and get a degree. Now, there are rarely Rohingya people, a student, high school graduate cannot go to college. They will not let them go to higher education, seek higher education, like I was given the opportunity to seek higher education. So this is all degradation since our time. Now, almost no elementary schools in villages. So Rohingya people are very innovative. They are not going to sit there and wait for the government to give them a school. So they are teaching the kids under the shade, under the tree, with their own financing. Education, self-supported education, because government will not support them. Closure of mosque. In a state of Arakan, every single mosque is closed. You have to pray, we have to pray Jummah in the mosque, you have to go secretly, quietly, or bribe the police in some places to go and worship in the masjid. And you have to gather at night quietly in villages. And they come and catch you next day, they have to pay them money. So all the mosques are closed. You can see, it's just, I'm sorry to say, this is just rotting. There's no attendance. Government has closed. And madrasas, religious schools, teaching Arabic, teaching Quran, teaching in Arabic alphabet, Islamic education, they are shut down, you cannot do it. Restriction of marriage. Myanmar government, for Rohingya only, has restricted men and women to marry. There's restriction on marriage. There are a lot of young girls, young boys, they cannot get married. If they want to get married, it has to be secretly, quietly. You have to bribe them. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. It doesn't work, they will arrest you. Restriction of marriage. Confiscation of Rohingya lands. You see this? These are Buddhist settlements. They call it Natala. This is Rohingya land. This is Rohingya kids still this side. They are still farming, and they confiscated Rohingya land and brought Buddhist Rakhine from Bangladesh, mainly from Bangladesh, some from central Burma, and settlements. Hundreds and hundreds of settlements, land confiscated, and build the settlements. Atrocities and abuse. Look at this, what they are doing to women. Girls. Humiliation. Look at the lady on the left has to cover her face. The other one is begging. So they are not leaving even women and children. Atrocities. Look at the boy. Look at the ditch on the water sitting. This is a sewage open ditch. They threw him. A little boy, 11-year-old. They threw him on the sewer ditch and tied him up. So these are abuses and atrocities. What did they do? What an 11-year-old child can do to violate, make the police angry? What is the fault, guilt of these women, little women and girls? These are planned. These are part of their persecution planning. Victims of human trafficking. You know, you probably hear a lot of folks came from Malaysia. Probably came. Maybe some of you could have been on that kind of ships, right? Now look at this. Rescue, international crisis. It became an international crisis. Helicopters saving the people, ships saving people. They're drowning Rohingya boat people, human trafficker, taking Rohingya, exploiting Rohingya from the IDP camps to take to Malaysia, Thailand, and then they are abandoned in the middle of the sea. A storm came, bad weather, they are drowning, and international rescue came. Not only that, these human traffickers, if they cannot pay them enough money, they are killed and they are dumped. Their bodies at these mass graves were discovered in southern Thailand. Many, who knows how many, but only few discovered, and we do not know how many people, how many boats have sunk in the high sea during the trafficking. So these Rohingya people are victims of the human trafficking. So this is what I want to give you highlights. You can see a lot of photos and pictures and images on the internet. So this is what is happening. They have not stopped yet. We are hoping that it will be sooner or later will be coming to an end. The major issues. What are the major issues? Why do they want to revoke the citizenship? To deprive the basic rights. You are full citizens of the country. You will have all citizenship rights. They don't want to give you full citizenship rights. So that's that, to deprive your Rohingya's basic right. Statelessness. We are not Rohingya people are not stateless. They have state. They are citizens of Burma. You saw the NRC cards. But government is making them without state by revoking citizenship, depriving all the rights. Ethnic identity, cancelling, voiding, eliminating ethnic identity. That's the core, fundamental foundation of a community is ethnic identity. If you can deprive them, you can eliminate them much easier way. Why they want to eliminate ethnic identity? Ethnic identity is connected to class 1 citizenship. According to 1982 citizenship law, there are 3 classes of citizens in Burma. Class 1, class 2, class 3. So they want to eliminate that foundation. So best way to do it, calling them Bengali. Illegal Bengali immigrants from Bangladesh. That's the best way, best shortcut for them to turn these people, to reduce all their rights, saying that you are not from there. Those people who have lived there for centuries, many centuries. They are planning to naturalize Rohingya. They are going to give them green card. They are comparing that their green card they are trying to give to the US green card. You have your US green card, 3-5 years later you become citizen, naturalized citizen. When you become naturalized citizen, you have all the rights. But they are trying to deceive the Western countries that they are doing the same thing, but they are not. On top of that, they don't need to be naturalized. How can you naturalize that gentleman who was holding the NRC card? NRC card, citizenship card, that you want to naturalize them. So these are all, even to naturalize, there will be only some. And most of them will end up no citizens. Okay, they are making their stateless. This issue has become a global issue from Arakan, spread to Burma, to Southeast Asia. Now it has become a global crisis. And international community will not remain silent on this. We have seen that. And that's why we're here, international community is now part of it. And not a single country in the world agrees with the policy of the Burmese government, Myanmar government, that on Rohingya, military government. Not a single country. Global magnitude. I want to show you what is taking place about Rohingya issue as a global magnitude. United Nations General Assembly. These are very important steps taking place. 4 or 5 years we have resolutions on Rohingya rights in General Assembly. There was one time The issue was brought up in the Security Council by the Jordanian delegation. Rohingya issue discussed. OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, Council of Foreign Ministers, Ministerial Contact Group, the Cabinet, the Director, Secretary General, Director of Minority and Muslim Communities, OIC, all 57 member states of OIC, the Rohingya issue dealing with. So these are in United Nations, not only General Assembly, there has been resolution for 4, 5, 6 years now, and the Human Rights Council in Geneva, we have resolution, OIC with OIC, and they are brought up in Security Council, and OIC has various levels, Rohingya issue dealing with United States government, White House, State Department, and the Congress. All levels, Rohingya issue has been addressed. Legislation, there is a hearing in US Capitol Hill, as well as Canadian Parliament, and there have been resolutions passed on Rohingya issue. UN agencies, OHCHR, OSHA, OCHA, and UNHCR, they are all dealing with Rohingya issues. European Union has been very good until recently they say that they want to make more peace with Myanmar and Rohingya. They are not going to put the resolution, and they're questioning about whether they should recognize Rohingya ethnic term or not. That's another issue. International NGOs and international advocacy organizations, and more importantly, Rohingya leadership inside Myanmar also working very hard on this issue. OIC, US and EU sponsored resolution in General Assembly. This consensus resolution passed each year. What is that consensus resolution? That means Myanmar government did not object passing this resolution in UN. Although from NAPIDO, they denied all the charges, but there's a consensus resolution without a vote. And not divisive, this all block, entire block. Myanmar government did not defy that. 2014 resolution was stronger than 2013, and 2015 as well. Now we are working on to have one in 2016, but please, let's hope that it goes through. We need to get support from European Union. Just quickly, there's a lot of more details. I want to highlight that what significance of United Nations General Assembly resolutions. Paragraph 8, you can see what they are asking the Myanmar government to address. Rohingya issue in Arakan, particularly that paragraph, violence and other causes, fundamental freedoms, freedom of movement, marriage and education and worship, others, immediate access to humanitarian assistance, safe and volunteer return of IDPs to their homes, freedom of movement, and all the issues I just indicated to you, showed you. General Assembly is asking the Burma exactly that. And there's paragraph 9 also has additional items that General Assembly has asked. US Congress in Capitol Hill had a resolution 418 passed on Rohingya issue with unanimous vote at the Capitol Hill US Congress, calling for government of Burma to give to end the persecution of Rohingya and to be consistent, put pressure, asking Obama administration that they are doing it already to put pressure on Myanmar government. Following that, we had a Senate resolution 586, but unfortunately it was at the end of the year, so Senate session has ended. Now we have to work hard to revive that and reintroduce that. And this resolution 586 in Senate is much more detailed, and you can see they are specified everything again what I have described earlier, that you have Senate resolutions. A special rapporteur of United Nations Human Rights Council, Ms. Yang Lee, went to Burma, and she has reported again the same thing. They are all unison. All the international community, all sectors are on the same page. So now I'm coming to an end here. I have 5 minutes left. maybe 6. Then we can give you one more. Maybe 6.5. Maybe half a minute too. Key obstacles. No, we are looking for solution. We have to find a solution. So, but when you search for a solution, there will be obstacles. So key obstacles we have to understand, and we have to keep in mind what could be coming when we're pursuing for our goals. Internal issues inside. The verification process is going on. I don't have time to explain this verification issue. Basically, the verification process, government is trying to do now is degradation of citizenship to green card to third-class citizenship. That's what. So they have started it now, and it must be stopped. It must be stopped. The deception by the architect of the persecution, the military, they continue to deceive international community. That's an obstacle for peace. Honesty, integrity, and consistency with the military dominated government, at least until earlier this year. They are not honest, they don't have integrity. How can you can deal with? You can make peace with them, you can come to understanding because they are not honest. Arakan National Party, Buddhist Arakan group, extremist group, they have been very active. Government in the past did not take any actions against them. Government used to say that it's the people's voice, freedom of expression. That's what they use, military government used to say. International obstacles, a premature move by lifting our sanctions early by Europeans, and euphoria of democratic transition. International community was so happy, so enthusiastic about democratic transition that was premature. Euphoria was premature. Lack of insights, how the convoluted military machinery is Burma. International community did not figure out a lack of insight of the convolution. Often mixed messages. International community often did not come to a same page, particularly European Union. That was an obstacle. No access to international aid. ASEAN, I call it this ASEAN. Okay, ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nations. That's a problem for Rohingya with their non-interference policy. This is not a non-interference in internal matters. You can see in the Andaman Sea, ship sinking and helicopters trying to rescue people. That's not internal matter of Burma. New development. I want to touch base a little bit with the 5 minutes I have. Glimmer of hope. We have some glimmers of hope. Okay. We don't want to be so pessimistic. We have suffered enough. We have expressed all our issues. Plight has been there. Rohingya plight has been for 50 years. Now things have started to change, but we cannot celebrate. We cannot celebrate that things are changing. We are in a wait-and-see game. We are watching what's happening, but we can see some positive development. Very recent one. Initiative taken by NLD, Aung San Suu Kyi's NLD government. This was last week's, 2 weeks ago. They should take an initiative. But last 3-4 months, she talked about ethnic identity. It's all important. Although she was not taking the name of Rohingya, she said that ethnic identity is important for all people in the world. So that means Rohingya people are there, people of the world. And she was asking her countrymen and politicians, asking for politicians to not to use Bengali. It's polarizing. So this is international engagement. That Kofi Annan Commission is formed, and it is now moving forward. We need to support him. The international community need to support him. Lend full support to the initiative by Aung San Suu Kyi. Please not just make noises that why Rohingya are not there, why Rohingya is not included. They know what they're doing. These are international community, first time getting into Arakan, just forming a commission to investigate. They are not fixing the solution. They are not fixing the problem. They are making a report to Aung San Suu Kyi, what they find. So let's see what they do. Let's wait and see. These are capable people. Kofi Annan is capable. Gentleman from Lebanon, the lady from, dignitary from Holland, Netherlands, they are capable people. Let's see. There's also Muslim community from Yangon is involved. So fact-finding mission. She has crafted this policy very carefully. She has her constituency and she has her political base. So we have to all put together what kind of policy she can craft carefully. We need to support that. And let's see what happens. Commission was just formed, and we'll have to see how it comes about. We need to support, not criticize. Policy. So government Burma needs to be a facilitator for the interfaith and the inter-community dialogue. That will be very helpful. So these are the basic things I want to cover. We need to put pressure on ASEAN, boost OIC's support for our community, support OIC, and then we have to do US work in the Washington DC and New York to continue to work on the resolution. Thank you very much.
We have a guest, Talal Daus, who used to be director at OIC, and I realize that you're a guest, but we have taken more time and I have to conclude in time. And the brother of ISNA are constantly asking me for doing overtime. So could you please take a couple of minutes? In the meantime, if you have any questions, please line up and I will entertain as many as we can. Dr. Talal Daus. We essentially have 13 minutes, so we're going to take a couple of minutes for the visiting brother, and then I can entertain a few questions.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Actually, this is my first time to attend ISNA convention to give a small speech about the Rohingya Muslim community in Myanmar. I'm honored to be here and to see all those faces, good faces, that they are seeking a solution for the Rohingya plea for, I can say, centuries, decades, for so many years, countless years. The OIC, when I chaired the OIC as a director of the Muslim minorities, the Rohingya issue was not clearly visualized by most of the member states. So it's just only resolutions on paper, blank papers. It took me 3 years just to highlight the issue of the Rohingya. With the help of some Rohingya communities living in Saudi Arabia and abroad, there it comes, alhamdulillah, from the help of Allah, first of all, for the good will and for the devotions of such Rohingya people inside and outside. We formulated, groups are here and there, communities, but I have just only put an effort to formulate one framework designed as a movement. So it's going to be, instead of scattered voices, it should be one voice for seeking a resolution, help out for the Rohingya Muslims. To sum up the issue facing the Rohingya, three difficulties and obstacles are three major issues. One is humanitarian. There is no such excuse for governments whatsoever to say, no, this is an internal matter. Even now, the United Nations resolutions are undermining the sovereignties of political issues as a territory, okay? Equal to the humanitarian. Now the humanitarian issue is above his claimed sovereignty. It's a human, one human. This is a very dire matter. This is a very need matter. But in order to solve this problem, to overcome these obstacles, made by the government of Myanmar, you have to settle down with the political issue. Political issue has so many items that it has to be done there, inside and outside, local, regional, and international. In order to solve this one, needs a lot of efforts by me, by each person, by any level, by the international forum, that it has to be focused on this issue, this one matter that facing Muslims. Why? Because they are, Rohingya Muslims are part of the Muslim Ummah. So we have to pay attention for that. So many issues of Muslims in Thailand and to some extent in Philippines are being neglected. Why? Why we are scattered? No, we have to think and focus on those issues as not an individual interest, but as part of Ummah. Now, there it comes at the most difficult ones. It's a lot of efforts, which is the legal issue. This is the matter I put it in the hand of you people, your work, but you need help from others. So, by the efforts of by all the nations, all countries, there should be, I visualize that there should be an end for this. It's just the only thing that I do now. I'm retired.
I can't hear you.
I am retired right now, but let's just pray for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to lift all the pleas, all the obstacles, all the problems that facing Muslim Ummah everywhere. I feel that the Rohingya issue as equal as any other, like the Muslims or the Palestinians are in Iraq and in Syria. So I thank you for this opportunity to do a small speech, and let's just only pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the good will, with the good efforts that we have to move. Still, there is a long way for them. It's not the hope that we can see, but it's the right direction that, mashallah, tabarakallah, Dr. Arakan, as a Director General of AIU, is moving forward, and we all support him until we find a solution. Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah. We just have few minutes if there is any question. Yes.
I think it's very important that 57 Muslim countries, it can be a test case Rohingya, you know. Muslim countries does nothing for any persecution and slaughter of Muslim communities, which are vulnerable minorities living in many countries. Bosnia, we have so many examples, you know, at all. So the least we can do is call the embassies, those of us who are United States citizens, you know, or anybody else living here, call these embassies every day or once a week or on a Jummah at least, call and say, what are you doing? I mean, okay, you can't solve the problem of Palestine, you can't solve the problem of Syria or Libya or some other countries. This is not, they're 57, they're like nearly 1/3 or 1/4 of the entire 200 nations that we have, you know. They can at least say, threaten, I'm not saying that wage war against Burma, but they can at least say, we'll cut off the relations with you. If you don't solve this problem in next 6 months, we will cut off relations with you. Because you're discriminating against, you're slaughtering these people. So, I mean, that's something very simple. And it should be said just like I said, you know. You don't have to like have a great philosophical argument, great legal United Nations.
Well,
right? Yeah, no. I mean, I'm just saying trade relations, whatever. So they can threaten trade relations. They can. Anyway, thank you so much. Yeah.
A question that I have got is,
question.
Who president of Burma right now, the lady, what kind of relationship she has got with the army junta, you know? Is it that she has powerful, that she can do something? She's a woman, she has suffered so much. Why she is not effective?
Yes, the question was, Aung San Suu Kyi, what kind of relationship she has with the government, military government. Right now, of the 25% of the seats in the government, in the parliament, is held by military by constitution. But she is maneuvering very cleverly, and she has to compromise on few things with military, but it looks like she has developing a relationship military carefully, and that's why Kofi Annan Commission and those recent development has been moving forward, probably because military did not object.
My apologies, session was, I was misinformed. Session was supposed to end 11:45 when Dr. Wakhar's speech ended. So thank you so much. And my apologies to Dr. Qazi and rest of the next colleague. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. You have any question, inshallah, in the corridor.